just to spit it out. Does it feel better now? So tell me, where did we go wrong along the way? What happened to the purpose? 'Cause it feels worthless now. There's nothing left to say. 'Cause every time I tell myself that I'm okay, it feels like the days ain't soul. We watch it fall. Now you come to walk on. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the wind. You can turn my world upside down, a rush like I've not felt before. I can trust myself. I need you to make it turn. I know. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't leave it to chance. We can't wait on romance. We'll never be the same I could keep the light from turning into darkness. You'd be my escape. What have we been told? Easy to unfold. Future might seem average, but we're getting close. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't leave it to chance. We can't wait on romance. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. the fall, and in your mind, the clouds have been gathering. You may feel hopeless, but I'll never let you go. Fly through the stratosphere.
Oh, with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control, we are a group of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. So allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all you nerds out there. So grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience unlike any other. Brought to you, of course, by NMOE Studios. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. Welcome, everybody, to a special early Sunday night edition of the Weebs of the Ring podcast. We had Clash in Paris this afternoon or morning if you're on the West Coast, or evening if you're over there in European countries and all that. So yeah, a surprisingly great show of wrestling tonight, really. I mean, that's just something with these B-level pay-per-views or PLEs, I guess, that, you know, you kind of go in with low expectations and come out relatively happy with it and all that. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Maybe people didn't like some of the things that happened to it. We'll talk about it. We'll digest it. Welcome, as always, to our returning listeners, our returning watchers. Go ahead, take your seats and all that. Our assigned seats are available for you for signing up and subscribing, as always. But of course, if you're new around these parts, who are we exactly besides calling us the Weebs of the Ring? Well, right now we're two people. There'll be a third one of us joining in momentarily. But first off, one of your co-hosts here, I am your reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the most decorated podcaster in all sports entertainment. That's right, it's your boy Watkins here, helping us guide through the wrestling event and maybe throw in a little nugget here or two of fun little wisdom and little anecdotes for you all to enjoy. But of course, never alone in this endeavor. Like I said, we'll be joined by the legend himself, the visionary, the revolutionary, Legend D Vash. He'll be in here momentarily, but I am joined as always by the man known as the genius of the matches that are going on in the world of wrestling pro entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Drop This Box. Drop, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. I am looking forward to talking about this show because unlike SmackDown last night, where there was a few things that really stood out to us, or I should say the other day felt like last night, I would have to say that there is some meat on the bone when it comes to, I would say, maybe about like two of these matches on the card, to seeing where things could go moving forward. But overall, I am impressed by what we got tonight when it comes to, you know, stuff that WWE gave us to talk about on the channel today, when it comes to things we could really dive into and speculate what sort of direction it could come, especially with how the show ended, which is going to be very interesting moving forward because there's definitely a lot of topic of discussion after that.
Oh yeah, a lot more to talk about tonight compared to last night and all that. Sorry, I'm also kind of looking at our stream because I was kind of being choppy a little bit. I think I've been having some issues here on Discord, but that's neither here nor that. Yeah, like Drop said, we got a little bit more to talk about tonight. But as always, people, be sure to like the stream. Every single like gives Sydney her treat, and you know what? We'll even throw in some treats for Buddy as well because he deserves all the best of treats and everything. So without further ado, let's just dive right in. I mean, I know we're still waiting on Vash, but he'll join us in the talks for the main event. Yeah, we're just going to start talking about this main event. We had a fatal four-way match for the World Heavyweight title. We had Seth Rollins taking on LA Knight, taking on CM Punk, taking on four letters, one word, yeet, Jey Uso. And I want to say this right off the bat. WWE has been doing a fantastic job with their multi-man matches or multi-women matches, whichever have you. Because, like, especially in 2025, with like their triple threats or fatal four ways, their like elimination chambers, anything with multiple people in it, they've been doing very well with producing those matches. Because we're not just doing the whole match being, oh, one person's outside the ring for all the time, and it's just a pseudo one-on-one for a bit. And we still got that a little bit in this match, but it was more of like that chaotic nature of four people actually fighting for a title and all that. Like, this was a really great fatal four-way with these guys. Again, all of them coming together to beat down Seth Rollins at one point. We had a table spot too, which we'll talk about whether it was good or bad here in just a moment. But man, it was mainly the closing stages of this match where, like, you had Seth Rollins trying to win the match, didn't really work. He goes for a chair, tries to bring that in, hits a stomp on LA Knight, who's in the rubble of missing Seth Rollins going through a table. He hits a stomp onto Jey Uso outside of the ring, and then he goes in, eats a GTS from CM Punk, and just like their match earlier in 2025 on the Netflix edition of Raw, where he like lands on Punk's back, Punk gets him up for a second GTS, but in with a balaclava is somebody just low blows CM Punk, takes him to the ground. And at first, I thought it was Ilya Dragunov. I thought it was just because it was like a smaller, slender person, but it wasn't. It was somebody that I think might be a better addition, Becky Lynch. Yeah, Seth Rollins is a little wifey, little wifey, who just retained her title earlier in the night, which we'll get into that match later. And yeah, Seth hits a stomp on Punk onto a chair for the win. 1, 2, 3, retaining his title, walking out with his woman. And the thing that's on everybody's mind and everybody's mouths right now is, oh, AJ Lee. Is she coming back? Is she not? This is a perfect opportunity for her to come back. And we'll talk about that too. But first, I want to hear from you, Drop, about the match. What did you think of the match itself? And then, yeah, we'll dive into like these rumors of AJ Lee possibly coming in. So what did you think of the match, Drop?
So I thought the match was really good. Like you said, these fatal four-way matches or multi-person matches have been very good. So whenever one gets put on, WWE has been doing a very good job with them as of recent. I thought Jey had some good spots. I thought LA Knight had some good spots. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, they all had good spots, which is why I like multi-man matches at times when it comes to giving equal opportunities to each wrestler that's involved in the match. That's something I can always appreciate. And I also love the little callback in the later stages of the match. I should say probably the closing moment, like you mentioned, with the double GTS. It was pretty much structured the exact same way how it was in the Raw premiere. And I like how you had that moment there. And I even had the exact same thought process I had until I saw the hips on the person, and I was like, you know what, it's a structure for a woman. So it started clicking into my head a little bit after, where I saw Becky's eyes, because that's what caught my attention first, was her eyes, when I got a good eye point of it. And then we saw her come in there costing CM Punk, and then that pretty much gave Seth an opening to retain the title, actually get a win over CM Punk this time, outside of like a cash-in win, like a legitimate win. And it actually gets me like really excited to see like Becky's involvement within the division itself, which is probably something I would want to talk about first before the AJ Lee thing, because what I will say about this, because obviously, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about AJ Lee too, but the thing with Becky Lynch that gets me really excited about this is the fact of what this could do with the women's division within the division itself. Like, actually, not just the men, but you're also going to get that focus on the ladies as well. So that's something I find pretty intriguing, especially when you have Paul Heyman involved, which we know Paul Heyman's, great at a lot of things. He's also known to, I mean, if you guys saw on Real, he's always involved in those meetings when it comes to creative and everything. So I can only imagine like what's in the works for the ladies when it comes to potential storylines or things that could happen within that stratosphere. Like it almost tells me in a way that maybe Becky should be a world champion. If you think about it, Seth's the champion. He's a world heavyweight champion on Raw. Shouldn't she be the women's world champion too? But yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, not saying, oh, just because he has it, she could, but I'm just looking at the bigger picture. I'm like, well, he's on a high pedestal. She should be on a high pedestal too, but at the same time, she could do that with the IC title or whatever. But it just makes me feel like there is a slight chance we could see that happen, especially since it's vacant and we don't really know who Stephanie Becker is going up against. And you had Adam Pearce saying he had someone in mind. Becky didn't really cross my mind, and at the same time, I don't really know who else really fits there, because it's kind of like she has a clean opening now, if you look at it, because she's done with Nikki. We'll obviously talk about that a little bit later, but you got the other big stars on the show when it comes to Io and Rhea and Asuka and Kairi, you know, focus on their own little thing. Otherwise, they'd be involved in that picture. And I wouldn't want to give Stephanie like some mid-level talent to really go after the title, so she could very well fit in that. But it just gets me excited to see like the woman actually involved in a big storyline like this, because this is supposed to be the big storyline. It could have been another guy, could have been talks like Tony D I saw going around, or Ilya Dragunov, like we mentioned, because Tony D was recently written off of NXT television. Normally that's a sign that shows you that, oh yeah, you know, this person's coming up to the main roster. But the fact that we could be getting some good stuff with the woman gets me excited.
Yeah, and this is something that a lot of people kind of wanted with the bloodline too. So like with like adding Naomi to it, for example, or I mean, dare I say, Nia Jax at one point was kind of putting her name into like being part of the bloodline. That there was like a few tweets, I think, from all that, from what I remember back in the past. But like, yeah, that's one thing I really like in a faction, because I mean, you have that in AEW with shoot. What, Death Riders. So like with the Death Riders, they have Marina Shafir. She's like basically their heavy, or like their like bodyguard or whatever. But like it's still like a woman being part of a mainline faction in that company. Now you have Becky Lynch being part of the Vision, and so it's like, okay, that can help, you know, elevate that women's IC title. Yes, great, awesome, fantastic there. But another thing too, they could also now boost their rankings and boost their numbers by adding another woman into there. Like, let's say like some NXT person who could be coming up into the main roster, she could be added into the Vision. And like, because that's the thing, like with the Vision, not only are they focused on having Seth as the champion, but they're also focused on bringing up somebody like Braun Breaker, who's the future of all of that. And so with like the women's side of it, they could easily do that too. It's just like, oh, this woman is the future of the women's division, and it could be something like, I doubt it would be Stephanie Becker. I think she's a little too over with the crowd to kind of be a heel right now. I'm just gonna throw this name out there just because I kind of want her out of NXT and actually doing some other shit. Jordan Grace isn't a bad shout. Bring her up, like putting her in a group like this. Like, I mean, I know she's a powerhouse and all that, but like having her in a group like this and being boosted like that could be something. Again, that's just an idea just to throw out there and all that. But like the Vision right here is all about seeing the future, building for the future and all that. And having Becky in here could really help with like the women's side of things here. And plus, that will be a good team to have for going up against Alexa and Charlotte for the women's tag titles. And you want to boost those rankings up too. There you go, right there, you know. Or this could also be a thing where it's like, you know, maybe they mix it up with the Judgment Day a little bit, because I mean, they also have like a mixed faction too, where it's like, you know, there's men and women in there, they're trying to run the divisions and all that stuff, so it could be that too. So I'm in agreement with you. I love how we're like intertwining things, because it's like you have these groups and they always say, and especially the Bloodline, when they were going around, oh, we run the WWE. Oh, you do, huh? What about the women's division? do you run the women's division? Oh, not really. No, we don't. Like the only faction in recent memory that could say that was actually the Judgment Day, because they had Rhea Ripley in their ranks for a bit, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez were part of that too. Like, I'm just excited that we're actually getting some sort of it's more intertwining with the characters that you have on your show, which just makes your product feel more alive and actually feels like a universe that it is. Yeah, I mean that's all I have to say about that part. I mean there's just this hot topic with it here that everybody seems to be talking about is just this AJ Lee thing, and I saw Fightful. It was like 5 minutes after Clash went off, and they're just like, "Oh, Fightful has reports that there have been reports of creative talking about AJ Lee coming back," and I'm just like, guys, come on, man, just. This is my one thing with like the dirt sheets is just like, guys, can we just cool off a little bit? Can we like have some time to at least speculate before you guys are just like, oh yeah, we heard about this, blah blah blah. It's just like, come on, man. Let us like be fans a little bit. Let us like fanboy a little bit about what we just saw and all that. Or if you're negative on Twitter and just want to hate on it, fine, go ahead with it. But what do you think are the odds now of AJ Lee coming back?
I feel more confident than I did around the Royal Rumble. I'll definitely say that because it just makes a lot of sense, because now Punk is actually leading into it. Before, when AJ Lee was brought up around Punk, he kind of like danced around it a little bit. He didn't really talk about it as much. But you saw that one moment before they went to the post show, and keep in mind I didn't really watch the post show or anything. He had that one moment where he went up to the fan with the sign and it says, "Punk, bring AJ Lee back." And before he took that sign and he was showing it off a little bit, he was doing this with his finger, kind of like alluding to, oh, could this happen? Could this not happen? But if you look at the cards, it just makes sense, because now you got Becky Lynch, a part of the Vision. You have Seth Rollins' actual wife aligned besides him and everything. You obviously still have ongoing beef between him and CM Punk still. And you also had Seth Rollins talking crap about his family, saying, "I hate you, I hate your family," and everything. So it makes all the sense in the world to have AJ Lee pop up, help out CM Punk. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised in the slightest if you get like a WrestlePalooza match where it's Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch teaming up against CM Punk and AJ Lee. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if you see something like that happening, because that's going to be their first exclusive ESPN show when it comes to that broadcasting there. They're obviously going to want to make an impact somehow. They want to drive in a lot of ratings. They know how many people have been craving to see AJ Lee return for years now. So it only makes all of the sense in the world to bring her back, for it to be a feel-good moment and everything. And if it were up to me, I'd personally wait to have her come back at that PLE and just take everything in when it comes to her being a part of that at that center that they're holding the show. I definitely feel like it's going to happen. I can't really rule it out, because it just makes so much sense, because before you could, it was kind of like 50-50 maybe when it comes to the Royal Rumble. But now I'm like at like a good 80% with this. So it's like 80% she'll be there. I'll give it a 20% she's not. But it's like nobody else really fits the bill when it comes to helping out CM Punk in this scenario against Seth Rollins, because obviously they did that for a reason, because they want to build off of it, and they're doing these slight little teases with CM Punk with the sign. Now, actually, I even heard that they were actually talking about it a little bit on the show when it comes to. So it's like, if you're coming out there talking about it, not ignoring it, actually taking it in, because before you heard all the chants and stuff, they danced around it. Now they're taking it all in, because it just makes a lot of sense. Like, if this doesn't lead to it, I'd be shocked. This is like the perfect opportunity. there is a story that she could easily walk into, and nobody would be against that at all. I would welcome that with open arms.
Oh, same here. And also another little thing to kind of add to it as well. Another reason that AJ Lee could be coming back at that WrestlePalooza at that specific show. Gee, I wonder what else is happening on September 20th in another company.
All out.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they're gonna want to
wanna-
counter. They're gonna want to counter all
Yep.
out with AJ Lee and CM Punk.
Yep. Yeah, and it's kind of funny when you think about it, because the last time they tried to counter AEW programming was with Goldberg. And the fact that like we were just like, oh, you're trying to do that, whatever. But like the fact that we're like a couple months from that and being like, oh wait, yeah, they this is actually a good way to counter program with AJ Lee. That, I don't know, there's just a part of my mind that's just like that's kind of funny, knowing just like the legend of Goldberg. And I mean AJ Lee's really good too, so it's just like it's just one of those kind of funny things where it's just like, yeah, if you actually like use the people that are actually good, you can actually kind of counter program that you can actually like do some sort of competition with your competition and all that. But yeah, what a way they could really kind of counter program that All Out show, which again, we got to see the rest of how WrestlePalooza goes and plays out and all that. I mean, there's some other hints at other matches, like a certain Beast versus superhero and all that. If you catch my drift, which
That could be another
could be a
thing.
thing. It could not be a thing.
That could be another thing they're gonna want to use to counter that too. Because I mean, regardless how people feel about Brock, he is an attraction.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll be here to talk about all that. But yeah, there's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting. I'm happy that I feel this way with WWE right now, because that's the thing with sometimes with the weekly grind, you do get a little bogged down where you're just like, oh, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Where's the surprises? Where's the hooks? Where's all this stuff? It's moments like this and it's nights like tonight that keeps bringing me back in. It's just like, okay, yes, now you're giving me something to like tune into. Now you're actually making me want to enjoy your product. You're actually like hooking me to watch Raw, to watch SmackDown, to see how everything plays out and where we're going to be going from here. Like, this is how you do it. And like, I know we're just hitting on like the Seth, CM Punk, Becky shit, but like there's other stuff that happened in this match too. Like there's this whole stuff with like Jey, where he's, because there was a point where everybody did team up on Seth Rollins. So like kind of, again, we're picking back into the match right here. Where Jey, like, yeah, he helped out a little bit. They did their triple teams and all that, and it was the moment with the table where Jay's just like, you know what, nah, I'm not playing ball anymore. And he starts, attacking Punk, attacking LA Knight. Like that just plays in so well with what happened on Monday with Roman being like, yeah, you need to kind of take charge now. Like, I believe in you, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And yeah, it's Jey being like, you know what, no, this is stupid. I'm not going to team up with you guys. I'm going to do this on my own. I need to do this on my own because I am my own person. So like you have that story going on. There was a moment they got me again. They got me again. I thought LA Knight had that one. He had the match won if it wasn't for Jey breaking up that pin. He hit that BFT like. So like you already have an ongoing story right there when it comes to Jey and LA Knight. So they could always have a feud coming out of all of this as well. And of course, like Jey constantly getting in the way of LA Knight. Cause like if it wasn't for Jey getting in the way, LA Knight's elbow that he was going to hit on Seth through the announce table would have hit. It would have connected. But because of that extra time, because of Jey, he missed and he ended up putting himself through the table. So like there's an ongoing story there as well, and of course the stuff with the Vision that we'll get into that kind of bleeds into this next match we're going to talk to. Like there's so much going on in this Fatal 4-Way, and it's one of those things where like, and I'll say it again, I love when my wrestling intertwines with each other, where like stories intermingle. There's like different branches going on, because like that's what made the things like the Bloodline saga mean so much, because it branched off from so many things. Like when they broke up, when Jey went to Raw, and like you had Kevin Owens being like, I'm not for all of this, I need to leave, and that led to his heel turn and all that, with like Cody joining up with Roman. Like there's so many things that can branch from this, and that's when I really enjoy like my wrestling storylines and all that. And that's when, for me at least, when it comes to WWE programming and their stories, that's when WWE stories are at its best, when everything just breaks off from each other because of one thing and all that. But yeah, man, I'm just really impressed with how WWE does their multi-mans anymore. Like,
Yeah.
everybody was on it. Like, I didn't see too many like botches here or there. Like, I think the one botch though was the table that CM Punk, I think, was supposed to go through,
Yeah.
but he just kind of bounced off of it.
My only question for you now is, since we're getting around the time where they're going to start building towards Mania, and since we have this talk of, you know, AJ Lee potentially coming back and everything, do you potentially see CM Punk being that guy to eventually get his revenge on Seth? Or do you think it's going to be LA Knight? Because I don't, as much as I thought it was going to be like that, Sammy's on SmackDown now. So my theory with that kind of walked out the door. So do you think there's some sort of way we might potentially get there, or?
See, it's hard to tell, because like I'm still kind of holding out hope that like this SmackDown run for Sammy might be somewhat temporary, because I think he could still win the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber and go after Seth. Because I think either way, Seth is going to still have that title, whether he loses it and gains it back by Mania. I still think he's going to be walking into Mania as World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah, that I'm confident in.
Yeah. So, and whether it's Punk versus Sammy then, or we extend Punk and not Punk, Sammy and Seth at Mania, or it's Seth and Punk that we elongate that towards, like it could be either one, you know. So it just all depends on how they decide to elongate things. As much as I want it to be LA Knight, he's the almost man right now, and I think he is close. He is very close.
He's the other guy I could potentially see.
It's just for some reason it's just not there. Like the stars haven't aligned yet, and it's mainly just like with like storyline progression and like where his standing is in the company right now, because like he's kind of in that Drew McIntyre state where you could put him in the main event and it just feels right. It makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, it is going to come to that point where it's just like, okay, dude, you're going to have to win the big one before I just kind of, I don't want to say I give up on you, but it's just like, you're going to have to win the big one before it's too late and people start kind of falling off the train. But his time will be coming, I feel. It's just, it does need to happen soon. It's just, the stars haven't aligned yet. But again, I don't see the vision as Triple H sees it, or as like the rest of the creative team sees it. And yeah, we'll have to see where things go from here, I guess. When it comes to LA Knight winning the big one. So yeah. But I think we've exhausted the main event enough, unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
No, that's all.
No, okay, all right. Well, as we, I think Vash is going to be coming on here in just a moment, but you guys may be wondering to yourselves, we had this main event with the Vision, and we've been talking about the Vision during this main event. Where has the Vision been? Like, where was Bronson Reed? Where was Braun Breaker? Hell, where was even Paul Heyman at? Like, nobody was there to really help Seth Rollins except for his lovely wife. Well, that's because at the beginning of the night, we had our opening contest between Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns. And I mean, we'll start with the match really quick. Basically, this was a big old hoss fight. I mean, you go back to the comments that Big E has made, of big meaty men bumping meat. That's what this match was. Big powerhouse moves, a test of strength to start off the night, and a lot of just like Bronson Reed on top, with Roman having to pull out these big moves to get over on Bronson Reed. And I mean, it gets to a point where Roman Reigns finally hits a spear. Like I love this one part before I get to the finish. This one part where he does go for the spear, but like Bronson Reed actually catches him, and I think that was the moment where like he caught him, and then he brought him up for like a sit out power bomb. Oh my god, it was great, brilliant move. I thought Bronson Reed looked the best he's looked ever since he came back from his ankle injury. Like this was an awesome showcase for him. And even though he lost, which, again, I was kind of hoping he would win, but I had a feeling Roman's going to win this match anyways, because he's got to win anyways. But at least he kind of got his heat back afterwards, because after the match, Roman, he gets his Shula Fala back, so he's got his Jordans back and everything. And then he locks the guillotine onto Paul Heyman, which interesting choice of moves to hit on your former manager and all that. And I love how Paul is just like begging to him. He's just like, I love you, my tribal chief. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. I love you, but whatever. Get choked out, you big old walrus. And you think everything's over. You think everything's done. But no. Probably, in my humble opinion, probably one of the best spears Braun has done in quite a while. He just appears out of nowhere and spears the shit out of Roman Reigns through the French announce table. And like Roman's done after that. Like he gets hit with that spear, and like Braun's just like sitting there like, yeah, fucking told you. I freaking told you, man. Like I was gonna do it. I was gonna hurt you. I was gonna myrtleize you and all that. But we're not done yet, folks. Oh no. Probably one of my favorite beatdowns in a whole while too, because like refs are helping Roman to the back, and out comes Braun with an alleyway spear, just destroying Roman, and then getting back into the ring. Here comes a tsunami from Bronson Reed. But no. You think it's just one tsunami? No, because when Roman's strapped to the stretcher and all that, that's the perfect opportunity to hit not one more tsunami, but two more tsunamis. And even though Jey tries to come out and save him, which is why he's all taped up in the main event, because he had a spear from Braun Breaker for his troubles trying to help Roman, I thought, like, there were some online saying, I thought the post-match beatdown was a little too long. I could understand that sentiment, but I think this is a good way to kind of write Roman off for a little bit. If just for the month, if not maybe towards Royal Rumble, because they did say, hey, we're going to have an update on Roman tomorrow night and all that. But I still really like this post-match beatdown. I thought it was great. That this was like something I've been wanting from especially Bronson Reed from a while. Like, why are you gonna just hit one tsunami on somebody? Like you hit 6 freaking tsunamis on Seth Rollins. Do the same on other people. Like actually like be that legitimate threat again. I'm not saying he hasn't been, but like just be more of that. Like you could do it easily. Just do it. And he did it tonight. Great. Awesome. But because of that, they get banned from the building and all that. So that's why they're not in the main event. But again, I thought the match was fine, but this is all about that post-match beatdown. So Drop, how'd you feel about the match? Do you share the same sentiments as a lot of people that the post-match beatdown may have gone a little too long? And I guess, what does this mean for the future of Roman, at least for the rest of 2025?
So I will say that I can understand where people are coming from when it comes to the beatdown being a little bit long, because even I felt that at times when it came to how it was structured, because it definitely felt like they took their time executing certain things. And like you said earlier, to address the match, it was pretty much one big guy versus another big guy. So if you put 2 and 2 together, you pretty much know how the match goes. And we did predict we did predict Bronson Reed to win this match, or Roman Reigns did, which honestly, like we talked about during our predictions, not really that surprised with that, considering it is Roman Reigns after all, and there is a possibility there. But they still did what needed to be done, because they sent a message, a pretty big message, and they took him out. I would assume this is because of filming with Street Fighter, so they want to give him some time off to do a couple things or whatever before he appears for his next PLE that he's going to be taking part of, which I would assume is either Crown Jewel or Survivor Series, either or, one of those. And then you also have to take into account that it feels like this might be setting the stage in the near future for Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker, because they're prolonging that for a long time. So I would assume that Braun Breaker is probably going to be Roman's next target. It really doesn't make any sense to go back to Bronson Reed. He got the shoes back and everything. He sent his message there. And I would assume that might be the Mania match. That's one thing I can say we could potentially get at Mania next year is those two. That's definitely something I would save for that. That's not a title. But yeah, this match itself like gave Bronson Reed, a good showing. Probably one of the best singles matches he's had in a long time, especially going up against somebody like Roman Reigns, which they said on commentary that, yeah, he is a pretty big opponent for him when it comes to who Bronson Reed is being up against. I mean, this is one of the guys. It's like if Cody Rhodes was out there, they would be saying the same thing. This is Bronson Reed's big match because he's going up against company guys now, not people that appear on a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or whatever. These are company guys. These are their money makers. Just like if he threw CM Punk or Seth Rollins in there, like it was with Seth before, that was his biggest match now. But there's a difference between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, so it makes a lot of sense why things are structured the way they are here. So, I mean, yeah, it was definitely explosive. He hit him with a lot of tsunamis. He got spears. He got hit with another tsunami when he was on that carry out. And yeah, Roman's going to be away for a little bit. Not entirely sure when he's going to be back. Don't really want to speculate on that because you don't really know. But you can kind of pinpoint in some ways where he might show up again. But I felt like that was probably done for a reason to eliminate Roman for now until he comes back. But obviously, write him off in a way because we already know he's supposed to be filming for Street Fighter soon. That's the only reason why I came up with some sort of explanation to give him some time away. I don't like how they did with Cody. He's been away for a little bit because of his wife giving birth.
Yeah, which kind of explains why it was more than one tsunami that was hit on Roman. It was 3 because I'd have to look it up because Seth was out for like a.
He was out for a bit.
Yeah. So Roman's gonna be out for a bit. However long that's gonna be, time will tell. Whatever plans they have will tell, and all that. Sorry, I'm looking at my stream right now, making sure because I've been having some wonky internet issues or Discord issues lately, but it's all good. We're fine here, folks. Yeah, I mean, nothing much more to say. I mean, if he comes back at Survivors or for Survivor Series, it'll be for War Games.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on who's going into War Games against the Vision. I mean, hell, you know what would be cool? I mean, they got Becky with the Vision now. Do like a little bit of an intergender kind of thing, like maybe have Becky being a part of it, where it's like the Vision versus let's say off the top of my head, I mean there's CM Punk, there's Jey Uso, who would be feuding with them then? Lyra Valkyria with Becky.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just throwing some names out there just to kind of throw them out and everything, but that would be a cool shout too. But yeah, I mean, I don't see Roman coming back anytime earlier than that. And at the latest, it would be Royal Rumble. It just depends on his schedule, what creative's going to be doing and all that. But yeah, again, I see where people are coming from when it comes to the length of the post-match beatdown, but I still thought it was really good. And man, I'm sorry that because I have this thing with Bronson Reed spears where I like how they look sometimes, but sometimes the force behind them isn't really there all the time.
Yeah.
And with his one on Roman that went through the French announce table, God, that one's been one of my favorites that he's hit in quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's just the force that he landed on and kind of landing on his neck and his shoulders and all that. it just looked really, really good.
Agreed, it does.
Is that another visionary?
Yes, the other
Is that
visionary is
another
here.
revolutionary? Is that another
Yes,
man who was taken by The Rock to do something? Oh
yes.
my god. As I transition, as we
Oh.
change our layouts and all that, oh my
Right.
gosh, somebody needs to turn their camera on.
All right, camera. It is Chad. How you doing?
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh. Oh, it's John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I didn't know you guys are coming to the show.
Yes, we are a special guest, the X17th champion.
There you go.
The unseen 17.
Right, quite literally too.
Yeah, really. There he is. Oh my god. Holy shnikes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Legendary Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. You know, happy holidays for those in the U.S. Enjoying times with family,
Mhm.
doing what you gotta do. I was out with my family. It was my mother-in-law's birthday, and little traffic, took a bit of time to the end. But I saw the PLE. It was a good show. So went from a TV to a phone a couple times. So it was kind of weird transition that I don't do usually often. So it's kind of weird to go from a big screen that I usually watch or from the desk right here. Then I go to my phone. I'm like, I gotta lock in. I gotta zoom in. It's like, damn, it's just small.
Mhm.
I gotta focus. Hi, how you been? Nice to see you. And I have to still lock in.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I have a question for you guys too. Did you guys have issues with Peacock during the PLE?
Yes.
Oh.
It turned
Okay.
green a couple times. It turned like green a couple times, or it had
Okay.
slight buffering for me, like once or
Okay.
twice.
Yeah,
What about you, Drop?
I'm not entirely sure because, like I mentioned earlier too, before we went on with the show,
Right.
it was background noise for a little bit for me, so I really wasn't paying attention to the screen. So something might have happened, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, because I had some issues. So like when I was first watching it, like on my TV, it was doing that thing where like it would slow down and then it'll kick back up, and then it would slow down and then kick back up. And then I went outside to be with family. I had it on my phone, and Peacock would not run at all. Like I missed a lot of the Donnybrook match, which sucks because again, that was one I was really looking forward to watching. So I actually have to go back and watch it again. But yeah, I could barely watch that because of my issues with Peacock. So I just turned on my VPN, went over to the UK, and watched it on Netflix. Because I'm like, all right, yeah,
Not sponsored by NordVPN, but
yeah.
Stephanie
Yet.
McMahon did say that she supports, and because she had a sponsor ad during her show, and she said, "Hey, if you guys got it, go watch it instead of ESPN."
I forgot she did that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my god. But you know, before we transition out of this, Vash, any thoughts on the you didn't
On
get
the
a chance to
Roman?
watch the main event, did you?
No, the main event fully, I didn't get to see,
Okay.
but I did see from the pictures when you guys spoke about. I heard the review you guys said spoke about Becky Lynch being involved with the visionary, aka my wife being involved. So it kind of makes sense, you know. My shorty and me, we gotta run this.
Telling your wife.
We got run this. We got run this division. We gotta do what we gotta do. This is my company, so we gotta see the vision and see the long term. However, I did see the Roman match and Bronson. I felt like Bronson kind of should have won, but for the result, I get it. 3 tsunamis. I would have preferred 5 or 6 tsunamis instead of maybe 4. I feel like the half 3 number is like, yo, why do we get the half 3 when Seth is taking a bit smaller than Roman? Why does he get 6 and he was out for 2 months? And now Roman's going to be out extra months because it is Cody and his cast of the Street Fighters. They did. I took a picture today and already posted online, I believe today or yesterday. So it's like kind of breaking the kayfabe, but not really, because you're still doing another job, but you are the champion. So it's like a bit questionable how the booking is gonna see long term the next couple months, while two of our biggest guys are on a big movie set. So it's gonna be interesting when one got taken out of the picture so he could focus. But his character Akuma is probably the main bad guy or not. So it really depends. Where probably that's why he's being more
Yeah.
in in a dominant role. So that's why he got taken out with those three tsunamis. I would have preferred it was like good 6, but hey, it is what it is. When it comes to Cody, he still is able. He's a champion, and he probably could only fight during PLE, so he doesn't always have to be there and take it out Friday for SmackDown. So it really depends on that. Bronson, I like this. I'm about to say Bronson the spear. I like Braun Breaker, the spear that he did. It was fucking beautiful angle. I wish we could get like an overhead shot.
Which one?
The one that he did down the runway, like when he did the run.
Oh, the runway one. Okay, all right. See, I'm more of a fan of the table one. I thought that one looked
the table
great.
one. About the French one.
Yeah, that one.
About to break the table. That one was good. Great highlight. Great recommendation on that one. I just something about the runway. It's like you run it down. Like you're running down a motherfucker through the damn runway, and you have like your eye on the target. Like I feel like he's a running bull down a lane, and there it is going, boom. So it was dope either way. It's just I just love it. Like I just feel like I'm watching a torpedo being happen. It just went boom.
Yeah.
So like I feel like that torpedo is just good to watch. Bronson Reed. I just love how he kept going back and back. Hey, you know another tsunami. One more. I'm like, yo, bro. Just do it back to back. Come on, just stop teasing us. Get to it.
I love how he ran like to his vantage points. He's just like, I'm gonna run around the ring. Yeah, that's my impression of Bronson Reed.
I felt like I was watching Browser. Wait, I said browser. Bowser.
Oh man.
Bowser.
Oh, that's a great one. Nah, I get it. I knew what you meant.
But just the way with Bowser, you know, he runs, he like da. And then when he does when he puts inside his body and uses his body like a shell, technically like a tsunami. So in a way, it's kind of like a Bowser.
Yeah. No, I see that. Okay, great. Well, thanks for the quick thoughts on those first 2 matches that we talked about. We're going to transition now to another banger that we had tonight. Oh, boy. And I mean, again, I was outside with family watching this match, but I mean, as I was watching it, I couldn't take notes fully, but I love what I put in here for the notes because I only have 12 letters, 2 words for this match. Fucking banger. God dang, man. John Cena really turned back the clock on this one.
He did.
He not only was he hitting like the pop rocks, he had a freaking he had a Styles Clash, a Hurricane Rana, a freaking End of Days.
Yeah. End of Days, yes. Even Corbin Blue
Angel
tweeted
Wings.
it. He was very proud of that.
Angel Wings. For Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, like he was pulling out like so many moves from all of his past opponents, and I love that aspect of it.
Clash too.
It kind of oh, dude, his reversal into the Styles Clash was with lack of a better word, phenomenal. God, this match, I mean, this is one of those ones where you could just like gush blow for blow for this one.
I mean, good. Great balance. I'm very proud of Logan Paul. Like, I like, look.
Yeah.
Say what you want about him as a person. People change 10, 15 years later. It may be what it is, but he is a great wrestler, great performer. He knows what he's doing. He went toe-to-toe for John Cena, and there was a few times, like twice, I thought Logan was going to win.
Well, look here. Logan, unfortunately, is facing off against Super Cena. Like, Super Cena is back in full force, and if that wasn't said or stated at SummerSlam, it was definitely yelled here.
I have a question, though. Did you guys
Clash
see
in Paris? Because
did you guys see AJ Styles? I'm sorry, John Cena comment about AJ Styles that the reason he did the Styles Clash is because he doesn't believe that he will have AJ Styles as a final opponent during his tour.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I was kind of sad about that.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I'm sad about that too. But I mean, it is what it is because again, I mean, he keeps saying, "Oh, I'm given these opponents, so I'm just gonna do what I can with it," and heighten everybody up. And I mean, earlier we had spoken about Bronson Reed looking great in a match. I mean,
He did.
John Cena really did help Logan Paul not only look better like on the mic, like with all their mic skill, like mic back and forth and all that, but even
But
in
just
the
as a
ring too. I
wrestler.
mean, oh yeah, because like I mean, say what you want about some of Logan's stuff, which I mean I do have a couple comments here and there, like maybe stop doing the buckshot lariat, maybe maybe either get better at that or don't do it.
I feel like when I watch him do the backshot Larry, I feel like I'm watching a slight delayed whenever he tries to execute it. Like there's a slight lag or like a slight delay for him to kind of finish it. Either the opponent that is waiting for him to kind of finish it off, or when he lands it, he kind of loses his balance and it feels like there's a lag.
Well, part of it is like I feel like he's trying to just stick the landing of doing like the slingshot part of it.
Yeah.
So it's really like just him just like sticking the landing and then going for it. Whereas with like when Hangman Page does it, it's all just one fluid motion. So maybe workshop it a little bit more, Logan.
Yeah.
But he also tried, and Drop, you'll probably get this. He also tried to do the Cesaro like throw somebody in the air and do the European uppercut thing.
Yeah, he wasn't able to execute that well. Like he hit John Cena in the chest with that.
Yeah, like it didn't look too well. So maybe not do like power moves like that, Logan, because you're more of like the speedster, kind of more like the cruiserweight kind of thing with it. But
I agree with that.
Still, though, man, this was a really, really good match. Glad John Cena made up with that Brussels kid, which, hey, he's got another front row seat. Okay, thanks WWE for giving that
also
kid.
much closer
Tickets.
because last time he was a couple of seats away, like good 5 rows, but still in like front row. And that's why he was front row and also next to John Cena's wife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
It's true.
But go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying it was true what Vash was saying.
But we also saw Post Malone. We also saw Jelly Roll.
He got skinnier.
And green shirt guy, front row in Paris.
Yeah, Post Malone got skinnier. I noticed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Him and Jelly Roll must be on the same diet or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they probably have the same nutritionist.
Yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah. But Drop, like when we look back at our predictions, because like me and you on Thursday, Drop, we were talking about like Logan Paul coming out on top and using that as like a more of a kickstart for like his career and how he could like hold that over everybody. How do you feel now with like John Cena winning? Does that kind of like sour you a little bit, or are you still like, are you fine with this?
Oh yeah,
because I know again, like we had a good conversation with. Like, because I mean, I went with Logan Paul for the first time in anything really, and I was actually fine with it. No. You went with Pepe Le Pew. I don't want to hear from you.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with John Cena winning because that was my gut feeling. Like, sure, we picked Logan Paul to win the match. It made sense. It could have done. Actually, I can't say it could have done because. Basically, my explanation here is I had a gut feeling John Cena was going to win even after that prediction, but still within this match itself, he still made a difference even though he lost. So he still gained something even though he lost the match, which is why like sometimes when someone doesn't win a match doesn't necessarily mean that they lost. Like, yeah, sure, they lost the match, but they also gained something. At the exact same time, and I felt like he did very well. He performed very well. John Cena really went in his bag because obviously John Cena really cares, and he really went the extra mile with Logan to really show off his athletic ability. And Logan was doing a lot of different things in here. Same with John Cena. We came to a lot of the moves that he was executing. So I'm not really upset with this. If you were to compare it to like even like with the Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns thing, we both
thank you.
We brought up Bronson Reed. I'm not entirely upset with that, only because I had a feeling Roman was going to win. But I feel like if you were to choose between both of the matches, like John Cena going over does make a lot of sense to me. That made it make sense towards the end of that Bronson match from what they did. But even with but John Cena making sense it's like I said before, this one could go like either way. Like this is the one that was like 50-50. Logan could win,
Mhm.
John could win, and I mean it's just one of those things where you like seeing Logan Paul get beat up after he talks a lot of shit. That's essentially what a lot of Logan Paul matches are, and I feel like if Logan Paul himself, he's been here for a couple years now. I feel like if he loses a match, he's fine. Doesn't affect him. Doesn't
Yeah.
bury him in any way. He pretty much has that bulletproof vest that a lot of other superstars have now, where if he loses a match, he's fine. It's not going to affect him. He's still going to be in that spotlight whenever he gets it again. That's the kind of attraction he is for the company. But yeah, John winning made sense to me. Didn't really have any issues with it at all. I mean, he's definitely going to need some momentum under his belt before he goes up against Brock Lesnar. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So I guess having that in mind, it definitely helps him out in the long run, because I mean, that match between him and Lesnar could very well happen at WrestlePalooza or Crown Jewel, because, you know, Brock loves his Saudi shows too to get that big paycheck. But for sure, I could see something turning out with that in the long run when it comes to you know, John and Brock, because obviously we got to start building the layers to that. But yeah, this was a really great match, and I actually would say I'm surprised by how good it was, because with the Cody and John match, I mean, that match was outstanding, one of my personal favorite matches of the year. But this one, like, definitely surprised me, just showing how far John was willing to go for Logan Paul.
And I think too with this match, like, because I have a couple other things to add too with this. Like, this was a great match to have after, like, as you know, the one after the Cody Rhodes match. So like after the return of Super Cena, like this is the one to like solidify. Okay, you know what? Super Cena is back. Like he is. You know, he's here to win. He's here to prove all the doubters wrong and all that stuff. And I mean, he kind of did that tonight with Logan Paul and all that. So I was happy with that. But like this also kind of just, it leans more towards this theory I had earlier in this year. And I forgot when I said this too. It was this idea that like, because we saw how like the heel John Cena matches were going. They were slow. They were like not paced very well. He still felt very like kind of old and just kind of like, oh, I'm just doing like kind of like how what we complain about with like all these part timers coming back and having these matches and all that. But my theory with it was that like, okay, this is John, you know, he still has this other schedule with Hollywood and all that. So like he's still like getting back into the ropes of all things, getting back into the swing of everything, getting like those reps in and all that stuff. And so like when we had the Cody match, that was him being like, okay, let me go all out. Let me see how I feel going all out. And after he had that, I feel like that confidence kind of came back into him. And it's like, it reminds me of the story that Stone Cold told about when he had that match with Kevin Owens back in, I think, Mania 38 it was. I think it was 38. He said he had these worries about taking a back bump and like even just doing the match itself. And once he took like a suplex to the outside and he was able to get up from that and he felt fine, he said that like, oh, his whole mentality just shifted and just like, all right, you know what? I took the back bump. I got through that. I'm fine on the other side. All right, let's do this. Let's get after it. And I feel like that's what that Cody match was for John. It was like, okay, I got those reps in throughout the year. Let me go all out. All right, I just went all out. Bet the rest of this year is going to be nothing but bangers. And with this match with Logan Paul, flipping banger that he put on. Again, turning back that clock. 10 years ago, he was doing like that whole US Open Challenge stuff where he like was having all those matches with like people like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens like week after week after week after week after week and putting on really good matches and really like upping his own game and all that. And it's like, okay, yes, this is the John Cena that people love. This is the John Cena that people adore and all that. Like, yes, more of this. This is what we wanted from your last year. So now that we have this, just give us what we want for the rest of the year and we'll be set. We'll be satisfied at the end of it all.
Yeah.
I agree with that take. It just also proves that with Logan that he has a good dance partner also with John. And it shows like Drop was saying that with Logan Paul losing, it doesn't do anything crazy for his stock value. He's still hated. He still gets a crowd to cheer in a way that, hey, we don't like you, but we're gonna express ourselves that, hey, we're gonna boo this man. And he did his job. He came to do what he did, and he worked with John Cena. That's also probably a checklist that many people in the locker room probably don't have or can't say. Even though the mic promos that he did this past Friday proves a lot of points that how people feel online, but Logan came, he showed out, and he did his thing. So as a fan of him as a wrestler, I'm happy he succeeded, and I can't wait to see where he goes next more in this, because Big E talks very highly of Logan Paul during the pre-show, because I do sometimes have the pre-show as a little sometimes a background noise sometimes. So just to see what's going on when it comes to other wrestlers, speaking highly of him, it is pretty interesting. But if Logan Paul won, I just don't see him going back for Cody's title, because they already had a match earlier this year, or I believe last year, so we don't need that. And he don't need to go for the US title because Sammy just won. So I don't really see him kind of benefiting if he won. John Cena, as you guys mentioned, benefits more because you got to build himself up for Brock Lesnar and other matches for your final run. So to me, this result was totally fine.
So with Logan going over Cena, it would have been more along the lines of like, oh, he can hold this over the fans now. He could like use this in his promos, like kind of like what Austin Theory tried to do when he beat Cena, but on a better level, if we're being honest here, because it's Logan Paul. Nobody likes Logan Paul except for Logan Paul. So it would have just been one of those things that just kind of add to his whole shtick and all that. But I do get it and all that. So yeah, I mean, do we have anything else to add to this banger match? I mean, I would honestly recommend people just going and watching it. I mean, it's really fun. It's really enjoyable, and it's just nice to see Cena again, just turning back that clock and showing that he's still got it. But anything else we want to add to it?
No, it was a banger match.
It was a very good match. Which
all right, perfect.
Definitely tables are turning and diving into these next couple matches outside of the last one.
Yeah. So let's talk about an okay match and all that. We had the WWE Tag Team titles on the line. This match was made official this past Friday when the Street Profits beat Melodome Miz, and they got a tag team title match against the Wyatt Sicks. So first and foremost, digging the Borderlands collab for the Street Profits entrance. I thought they actually looked really good compared to another video game entrance we got earlier this year with Clash of Clans. So yeah, definitely enjoyed the Borderlands one for you guys for the Street Profits, and of course the France crowd singing to the Wyatt Sicks song coming in.
Beautiful.
Love the tribute. Yeah, it was beautifully done and all that. But a bit of an odd start here where like the Street Profits are kind of arguing, like not like full on arguing, but like there's a bit of a back and forth with like who's actually going to be starting the match. And I like how Wade Barrett points this out. He's just like, oh, that's something that you should discuss backstage and all that stuff. So we'll hit on that here as we talk about the match. But I mean, there's a lot of taunting at the beginning with the Street Profits and the Wyatt Sicks. They your typical kind of tag team match when it comes to WWE, unfortunately, and it ends up with like the Wyatts cheating because they're being booked as the heels right here, where Eric Rowan, he kind of gets in the face of Angelo Dawkins, who just gets blindsided by Dexter Lumis. So that was a crazy spot. And of course, Montez Ford showing off his athleticism, jumping from the freaking like leapfrogging, like not even like grabbing the ropes, literally just like running and jumping over the turnbuckle corner and onto like Eric and Dexter Lumis. And he gets, unfortunately, when he's trying to get back into the ring, he's caught by Nikki Cross, who's underneath the ring holding onto his legs. The ref's distracted, and it's enough time for Bo Dallas to get in there, Uncle Howdy, and hit a Sister Abigail, and then the Wyatts hit their newly named finisher called the Plague, which is like a suplex into a power bomb, like a sit-out power bomb.
Yeah.
So at least there's a name for their finisher here. So the Plague is hit, and the Wyatts win. no, not relatively clean. There were shenanigans and all that. So again, I thought the match was fine. I guess the more talking point here is where the Street Profits go from here. I mean, I don't know if they just make a jump to Raw. I mean, because again, like we keep talking about a draft, but WWE hasn't said anything about a draft. So I'm just gonna chalk that under okay. I'm just not going to talk about a draft anymore, or even mention the draft. They'll move people around. I think they're going to do more shuffling around than an actual draft, but time will tell with that. So maybe they could just move over to Raw, maybe move a tag team over to SmackDown, and just kind of freshen up that division a little bit. But
if I could chime in,
go ahead.
And just follow up to what you just said about the draft. My theory is that now with ESPN deal, they're gonna probably do like a type of Monday Night Football style of draft for them in the future. So I think that's why they haven't done it, because they want to, now that they have the ESPN contract, and they want to see more sports related or pro wrestling style. So I think that in the coming future, they will do the next draft where they could have as a separate show or as a separate night, and do like a whole nice outing type of style where they could look more professional and have it as a sports style, where they, where they're done it with football, when they call it the next type of superstar from NXT or, from college football to transition into the major leagues, like all those stuff. So I feel like that's a possibility.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would prefer that, honestly, because it feels like a drag on the actual shows. So if they were to do something like that, separating its own thing under a new umbrella, I mean, that would be one way to do it.
Yeah, it really would be. So I would appreciate it that way. But Drop, what do you think of the match itself? Since you're here right now, and like I guess this like tease it like before we started the stream and all that, and Vash, you had mentioned this too in our Discord, but I'll get to you in a second, sir. But Drop, as we were starting the stream and all that, we had mentioned the little tease of the Street Profits, like kind of not being on the same page and anything. What are your thoughts on all that? Like, do you foresee them breaking up? At least not in the immediate future, but do you think this was like a little seed planted for them to break apart for a bit, or what do you think that was all about?
Yes, I could see them breaking up, and I might be the odd one out here when I say this. I wouldn't particularly mind, only because they're not doing anything right now. Like, all they're gonna really do moving forward is go through a couple more matches, get another number one contender spot, and have a 50-50 chance of winning again, and then repeat the same process over and over. Because we've had this talk for years about Montez Ford breaking out, being a single star. If this is the time to do it, the time to do it is right now, if that's what they really want to do. If they had solid plans that would make sense for both of them to continue their group going against, other people that have those titles in the near future, so be it. But I feel like if they're going to test the waters with something, seeing if they hit money with somebody, because, I mean, Montez Ford, I look at him, he has a lot of money written on him. He's very charismatic. He's very good in the ring. He has all of the cards to become a very successful superstar on his own. I still think about when he was a part of that Elimination Chamber a couple of years ago for the U.S. title. That was a very standout moment for him, and he was the topic of conversation over the weekend when it came to that match itself, when Austin Theory had that title on the line against all of them. So it's like, that to me at least, and I understand the whole thing where it's like about breaking up teams, not knowing what to do, whatever. But this is the one time I wouldn't particularly mind it, because he's the one guy I would say I had more interest with that. Like, when it came to like DIY and everything, Johnny and Tommaso Ciampa, they always work well together. But yet again, they've had their luck being successful single stars too. But looking at it now, they're best to be with each other. Montez Ford, I mean, I just want to see. I'm mainly just holding out on seeing something with the guy, because I just feel like he could do so many things. Like, he could be like that one guy they test the waters with, and they're like, holy shit,
Mhm.
why didn't we think about this in the beginning? It's kind of like reminisces of like when you're watching Unreal and everything, and you had Triple H pulling Jay to the side saying, I want to take a chance on you. Take a chance on Montez Ford. See what you do with him. Obviously, they're not the same person, but I would try to take a chance on Montez Ford. Because
Yeah.
he has the skills to become a very successful top guy.
Yeah, no, he really does. Like, and man, I remember those conversations back then when Montez was part of the Elimination Chamber match, because it's like, yes, pull the trigger now, do it, you cowards. It's right there, literally, just do it. It's right there, just do it. Like those. That was a good time to do it, but I mean, they just didn't. They continued on with Austin Theory, kept them as a team and all that. But Vash, what are your thoughts on like this seed being planted of the Street Profits breaking up? Do you see it? Do you not see it? Talk to me.
I do fucking see and I hate it because why you gotta break up my brothers out here, man? It just hurts to see that bit. Like it sucks that when it comes to every tag team, you gotta have one of them betray each other, or one of them feel offended by the other, or like the Wyatt said, it like you gotta trust who's your blood, who's your brother, who's gonna treat you as your bro. Like when the Wyatts said that to them on the Friday Night SmackDown, it's just like I know and understand where it's coming from. When you grow up with friends, and that's at the end of the day, when you grow up with them for the past 10, 15 years, since 5 years old, 10 years old, you guys start to drift. One starts to develop more than the other. And sometimes you got to feel like you got to let them go. If they catch up to the future, that's great. And just knowing that pain, that sucks. And just seeing like Montez, I love Montez. I also love Dawson. Like, he's amazing what he does. Like, he also did a few movesets in this match that was unexpected. He's not a high flyer, but he did high flyer moves that was pretty awesome. So Montez, as you mentioned, when he did his jump from the corner and hit Erwick, I believe you said his name was.
Oh, Eric, yeah,
Eric and
Dexter.
Thank you, Dexter.
Loomis?
I was gonna say Loomis,
No, it's
and
fine.
I'm like that.
It's all good.
I'm like that's the last
Either
name.
way,
I'm
yeah.
like, what's the first name? But either way, tomato. So like Montez has the chops. Even if, you guys saw what he did. Once he got tagged in, he was doing this. And the whole crowd was following behind him, doing it with him. This man is fucking over. And I know the whole producers in Triple H see what's going on. Like, damn, this man is over. Like, no shit. Yak should be blind if that's the case, because literally once he got tagged in from Dawson, he literally did this, and he did it to fucking Uncle Howdy. He did to Uncle Howdy. But I think he did this, or he did suck it, like the chant, and like he was doing it to him. And then after that, Uncle Howdy got mad, like, oh, this bitch that did that, did the most that took him out.
Yeah.
Then he goes knockout, and then that's how they won. So as a fan of both of these gentlemen and Street Profits, I've been following them for the past 3 years since I started watching. I'm a big fan. I just don't want to see them like it sucks. It's like, yo, just talk to your brother on Friday. Be like, yo. We ain't working out like this. I don't want to break up. I don't want to be mad. I know you got my back, but let's go for our titles. Let's both of us go for the US. Let's go whoever's best. No hard feelings. Like that's some friendly competition shit I want to see. Why is it so hard that we always got to break up our tag teams? Like that shit is like, for me, when it involves a story, sure. But when it's constant, almost every fucking goddamn tag team division gets breaking up, it just gets very exhausting as a fan. If it happens and is executed well, then YOLO. But I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm of two sides with it, because like on one hand, they've kind of exhausted themselves as a tag team. Like they've won multiple tag team championships. They just can't seem to get the job done right now. So like moving them both into the singles division would be fine. It's just part of me, like I'm kind of in the mindset with you, Vash. I would rather them break off mutually and be like, hey man, let's just do our own thing for a bit. I'll go to Raw, you stay here on SmackDown.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Like, is it like some Usos thing? Like, it's kind of like Usos thing. Like, we don't need to break up or hate each other. Again,
Well,
yeah. With an
they did break
Uso
up, but yeah.
streaming with an asterisk on top without the breaking up and be like, yo, I'm done with this, I quit. With the
Yeah.
asterisk without that, without the toxic family stuff. But like the
Mhm.
Uso brothers, where they still see each other, respect each other, love each other, work with each other, but they don't need
Yeah.
to fight each other no more. Like that's what I need. Like some mutual love
Yeah.
where one goes for the US, one goes for the IC. They get their shit. If they cross paths, they still hug each other, still see each
Mhm.
other like eye to eye, like bros. But I don't need them to break up, man.
Yeah, like, and that's my thing. It's just like I wouldn't want to see all that go down because I mean I've been ingrained with tag teams breaking up like that, and it's just like I don't need to see that again. You know, I would just rather the mutual respect kind of thing. Like, hey man, let's just break off. You know, it's not working out right now. Maybe one day we'll come back together. Who knows? But as of right now, let's just kind of do our own thing, dude. But see, that just leaves me into the other thing. It's just like, okay, now you're getting rid of probably one of your best tag teams in your whole division on both
Yeah.
shows. It's like the tag team division kind of needs a team like the Street Profits to really have some legitimacy to it. But like then you look at the other teams that are on there because like you have DIY, you have Mostly Machine Guns, you have when the New Day give a shit, there's the New Day and all that. Like you have these great tag teams. It's just you need to give them that spotlight. And you know what? Maybe this is a way that they can get a spotlight by getting the Street Profits just separate and all that. But like the only other concern I have, and you see this with just every single tag team, there's that one that stand out, and there's that one that just gets lost in the shuffle. And I don't want that to happen to Angelo Dawkins because he's put in like some really great work in like bettering himself like in the ring and all that I don't want all that hard work to just go away because Montez Ford is the shinier toy, he's the better toy, we want to play with
Exactly.
Montez Ford more, you know, and then
It kind of
Angelo Dawkins just gets lost in the shuffle and it's just like but he's good too, but like not many people including the backstage care as much about him as they do Montez Ford, and then it leads to
agree.
him like getting released, and it's just like come on man, I want you to stay in the company and do well in WWE and all that, like
It,
come
it
on
kind of
man, like
reminds
that's my
me
one fear with it.
with the Imperium, where again it's not the same situation, but where we could have used him. They have some good, vignette for him to come back, and they kind of butcher his return, and then he got released after. So it's kind of the same thing where Kaiser's still here, but he's doing his own thing as a gun americano. So, but then we have our bullheaded guy that I cannot remember his name, where he was stunned for a couple months, but then he came back, flop with his return, and then got released a couple months after. So just I don't want the same thing to happen. So I feel in your same type of sentiment.
Well, it's the whole Marty Jannetty thing where it's just like, you know, when him and Shawn Michaels broke out, it's like, okay, what happens to Marty Jannetty? Nothing. But Shawn Michaels like excels and he becomes like this one of the biggest stars of his era and all that. It's just like, man, but Marty's also good. Can we love Marty too? No? Okay, great. Perfect. Because every team has that Marty Jannetty. Every team does, like no matter who you are. Every team does. I think the only team that I think of off the top of my head is, well, I guess DIY would be one because Ciampa and Gargano are both good, but like the New Day is also part of that. So like you don't see that too much nowadays, but like there's still always that one that's just the Marty Jannetty of the team, and I don't want Angelo Dawkins to be that because he's great talent, and I just don't want that for him and all that. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, again, the match itself, it was fine. Like nothing really too standoutish other than, I mean, that corner jump from Montez Ford, which oh my god, he's so fucking good, man. He is so athletic, and it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy how athletic he is.
I agree.
Mhm. But anything else we want to add for this tag team match before we get into mid as shit?
That's basically all she wrote for me, honestly.
Oh, great. Well, let's talk about something else she wrote. We had the women's IC title match between Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella. Uh, Match is okay for the most part. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. I am not a Nikki
Damn.
Bella fan.
I'll
Am
tell
I the
you.
only one that actually enjoyed this match?
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Probably.
Oh
Probably.
shit!
Because
Yo,
no,
out of all three of us,
dude.
I'm the only one because look. I'm not saying I had the best of time, but I'm not saying I was locked in because I was editing off the bench podcast. But I was like, I had it on the side of my screen. I was like, oh shit, I make it look good. Okay, not bad. Like it was impressive. Like not saying it was impressive like in a great wow way, but more like, hey, impressive like from a return. She is, kicking it with the new kids that are now in charge of the division, and they've been here longer than her now, doing this and everything. So like interesting, impressive, entertaining. Was it bad? I don't think so. I was entertained though.
There were a couple spots that I'm just like, what the hell are we doing? Like the back and forth table spot where Becky just was not hitting the table at all. There's that. There was this one. I don't know if this is more of like Nikki's fault or more Becky's fault, but there's the one where Nikki was going up and to do like kind of a disaster kick kind of thing, and Becky was just not there. So
Yeah,
I guess she was
I don't
trying.
know.
I guess she was trying to hit her ex John Cena or something. I don't know, but
I don't know what happened there.
there-
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know. Like
that one got me.
I don't know, man. It just didn't do anything for me at all. And I mean, I know most of that's probably because I am not a Nikki Bella fan, but I just I find it funny how like, and I like how Wade Barrett coined this phrase on commentary too with Becky Lynch, because like Nikki tried to use Becky's moves on her, like the manhandle slam and the disarmer and all that, but unfortunately, Becky hits the Lynch pin for the win. Thanks, Wade Barrett. I could see. I could just feel. I could feel Drop's disappointment in that sentence.
Yeah, I hate that name. There's a lot. You want to talk about botching? You want to talk about botches again?
Oh yes, please.
You want to talk about the invisible John Cena? Nikki Bella was apparently fighting.
Oh yeah.
When she went for the cross. When she went for the crossbody.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, whoops. It's literally, I kind of wish Becky had pulled that off like a Samoa Joe kind of walk-off thing, but nah, she was still selling. Oh my God. Oh, it was not good. It was not good. And I'm sorry. I can't take Nikki Bella as a serious threat. I just can't.
No.
I can't do it. I mean, I know I wasn't really watching much when she was like running the Divas division, because like I started coming in like near the tail end of her like run with that title, because I think no, that was before I started watching, when she like dropped it to AJ and like the whole Page stuff happened. But yeah, so I was around the tail end of her like Divas run and all that, but even still, it's just like anytime she was on screen, I'm just like, you're not that good at all. I'm sorry. Like, and I'm sure there are Nikki Bella fans out there. Great, awesome. I'm glad like she helped you get into wrestling. Fine. Just does not do it for me. So, but go ahead, Drop. What do you think of the match though? Did you enjoy it as much as Vash did, or?
So I didn't really care about the match all that much, to be perfectly honest. Like, sure, it was nice to see Becky come out, because I did like Becky's outfit that she was wearing. So that was probably a plus in my book. And I can't lie, like I do care for Nikki Bella, but this definitely did show, like they talked about in the early stages of the match when it was showing some ring rust on her, because there definitely wasn't like that much muscle memory when it comes to a lot of the moves that she was executing there. Like, she did try her best, I'll give her that, but the way that they were executed, it was kind of hard to really take it seriously. Like, I think even one of the spots when they're on the table, like hitting Becky on the table, was a little silly too, like with both of the hands. At least Seth made it look believable when they were out there doing stuff like that. because he actually
Yeah.
moved his body a little bit to the side, and as he was getting his head hit on the table itself. But that was like another spot I really wasn't that big of a fan of. Like, yes, we know it's not real, but the execution of how that was being executed felt very awkward. So it was hard for me to sink my teeth into it. And I don't, it's like I mentioned to you, Watkins, the other day. This is essentially one of those side quests that Becky had to go on in the meantime. Obviously, we know she's done with the side quest. She got her, I would have to say this is like running into a Rattata on Route 3 in Pokemon Fire Red. She got her 13 EXP points. She's moving on. She's obviously now part of a big storyline when it comes to the Vision, which is probably more intriguing than whatever this was. And keep in mind, this is towards creative, not the individual competitors that was a part of the match.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping they have something in store for Nikki, because I'm hoping it's not just this match. Like, I don't expect them to run it back, but I'm hoping there's more for her to do outside of something like this. Maybe something that would align pretty well.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, because that's the thing, is it's like, because Becky did win clean, so it's just like there's not really much room for a rematch after this. But yeah, it's just cool, neat. I don't know, man. I'm just, again, I'm not fully on the whole Nikki Bella. The fact you called her a Rattata, I can't right now. That's crazy. Nikki Bella, after everything, is just a Rattata on Route 2, which, you know what? Fair enough, Rattata and Nikki Bella. You did good.
That's
you gave
crazy.
us our 13 experience points.
not even the low end, not even the variant.
Oh man, not even the Alolan variant.
No.
Oof. Well, probably for the best, because then they evolve into the Raticate, which, talk about a chunkster, and yeah, that would be bad. But yeah, I'm just glad Becky's done with this. Again, maybe move on to bigger, better things. Same with Nikki. Maybe she can move on to something different, something better than this. And again, like, I know there's arguments. I've seen arguments online too after the whole event. Oh, it was more Becky's fault. No, it was more Nikki's fault. It's a two-way street. They just didn't have the chemistry in the ring to really make anything special. More of just an attraction to be like, oh, here's Nikki Bella again, wrestling for a title and all that. Have fun, France. Hope you enjoyed with your overpriced tickets and all that. Which, hey, I saw they gloated about that gate again. They gloated about having that big old gate beating. Apparently, side tangent here. Apparently, WWE beat the Eras tour in France with their gate. So, interesting little tidbit there. But now, I mean, if we don't have anything, oh wait, no, Vash, do you have anything else more to say about this match
You guys
that
covered
we haven't hit
perfectly.
on? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, let's go on to a match that I am so upset I couldn't really see because Peacock was acting horrible for me. We got the good old-fashioned Donnybrook match between Sheamus and Rusev. So what I was able to see, though, was a bit of a banger, though. I was able to see, like, Rusev hitting the 10 beats of the battle run, using a kendo stick from time to time and all that. I did get to see the ending where he used the shillelagh during his accolade and all that, and like really like cinching the back too, and like putting the shillelagh like between Sheamus's teeth and all that. And yeah, Rusev putting out the win, which yes, as he should have. Hopefully he can move on to bigger things. Maybe, I don't know, like we had mentioned on Thursday drop, that IC title picture could look really good, especially if AJ wins tomorrow night. But we'll cover
Hopefully.
that when we get to it. Were you guys able to see this match much? Vash, I'll start with
Hell
you.
yeah,
with
this
one.
match was
Okay, good.
this match was brutal. I love it. It was, yes, Sydney, you even agree with me.
Exactly.
That
Good
this
girl.
match was brutal. 100%. This match was amazing. One of my favorite scenes. It was the new, I don't know if you guys saw the new logo of Golden Corral, you can see the logo where it has the 4 barrels right there. And then we have 2 gentlemen. One of them is grabbing the neck of the other and just bringing it back. So, you know, it's Rusev and Sheamus on top of the 4 barrels. And I love that shot. Amazing.
Yeah, I
Huh.
saw that.
I didn't notice that before.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw the
Yeah,
screenshot.
yeah. Yeah, in case you missed it, it's a new logo. You know, it's a new logo now for Golden Corral.
Wait, Golden Corral or Cracker Barrel?
Cracker Barrel is the one I meant. Cracker Barrel. That's the one I meant. Cracker Barrel.
I know.
Tomato,
Sydney.
tomato. Tomato, tomato. I mixed up the names a bit,
Okay.
but that
Yeah,
was one of my favorite things of this match is just the kind of jokes, the memes for it, the brutalness of these 2 gentlemen. It was great to see Sheamus. This man doesn't have a bad match. He knows how to put a good, entertaining one, and it was just fun. Like this match, nothing crazy bad to say or nothing crazy good to say. It was just that this was a good meat versus meat match, and this is what we expected. Big E will be proud. And Rusev taking a L, I don't think will affect him because he put on a good match with Sheamus.
yeah. Well, I mean, he won too, which was what he really needed. And I mean, that's the thing. Like Sheamus is fine to eat a loss like this because he's probably one of, if not the most consistent wrestler they have on the roster. And I mean, ever since he's been like just the past couple years, like when he had what's his name? Oh, frick. When we had Pete Dunne and the other dude that I'm blanking on his name right now.
When
when-
they were the Butchers.
Oh, Tyler
No,
Bate.
not the
Yeah.
Butchers.
Tyler Bate.
What was that job? No. It was shoot.
I don't know.
He's in
The guy that went
NXT
back
right now.
down to NXT now. Yeah, the guy that went back down to NXT.
The one that
had
injured
a-
Big E. Yeah, Ridge Holland. There
Rich
we go.
Hollins, yes.
Oh
that's
my
his
gosh.
name.
Oh man. See, I know names,
Exists.
everybody. Yeah. Yeah, back when they were in that faction. Like ever since then, like his matches with like Gunther, his matches with Drew, the triple threat with those two, and just overall, just like the past couple years, Sheamus has been putting on really good matches. Again, really like solidifying that phrase of having banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. And I mean, from what I saw tonight, that was no exception at all because he definitely put on something, and he's somebody that like is somebody that can be trusted to put on a really good match with some people and all that. But Drop, what do you think of this good old fashioned Donnybrook match?
So I really enjoyed this match from what I saw of it because, like I said, for the most part, it was background noise. I really wasn't able to absorb it in full. But considering the reception it's getting, considering the cage match rating, which I don't always take that into account. I usually like forming my own opinion on things, but that also has a very high rating. And it was honestly the perfect match to really give these guys. You give them a good stipulation match, you allow them to go out and beat each other up, and you're able to deliver a match of this quality. And you could say, out of our predictions, that one of them actually did come true in terms of Rusev going over. Because, again, Sheamus has the bulletproof vest. He's fine. Everybody loves him. Rusev just came back to the company a couple months ago, and he definitely need a win like this to really solidify himself. So, I mean, I'm going to be this guy and predict AJ Styles and Rusev in the future. IC title.
Yep. Oh, same here. Give me that banger. Ooh, the Redeemer versus the Phenomenal One.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
That'd
amazing.
be great.
Oh, yeah.
That would be really great.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
baby
nothing
face.
else more to say there, I guess.
Do we see any fallout after, like where will Sheamus go since he's stepping out for the IC title to be a Grand Slam champion? Rusev,
Yeah.
guys, you just mentioned, depending with AJ Styles, you know, we could see Phenomenal going one-on-one with them. But do we see something with, you know, for Sheamus as well?
That's a good question because I can't really pinpoint with Sheamus as much as Rusev, because with Rusev, the way I look at it, it's like, okay, he has the momentum there. Maybe he could try to capture a title, because I feel like it's time for him since he's been with us for a couple of months. But Sheamus, That's it's a little difficult because I don't really know where to pinpoint him because like he can't really go back and do another match of Rusev because they already had like 3 now. So I don't really know
Mhm.
where he fits in, honestly.
I mean,
Well, Big E said that he wouldn't mind a best out of 7
Oh yeah,
during the pre-show.
Oh yeah, I could always do that.
well,
too.
I was actually gonna throw that out there. I mean, give it like a couple months, like let it cool down a little bit, like
Yeah,
especially
cool
once
down for
Rusev gets
sure.
that IC title,
I want to see Sheamus
like
in a War Games
then
match.
run it back.
Want-
Exactly. Like they can run it back after that,
Yeah.
and then yeah, they could do like maybe a best of 5 or a
Yeah.
best of 7 or whatever, and that could be when Sheamus finally gets that IC title. Like he gets
Yeah.
one over Rusev then. It could be something like that. That would be great. That's a good built-in story right there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was even thinking about something else in my head. Would it be crazy if Rusev was a part of the
Oh, yeah.
Vision?
Ooh, that would be crazy.
Like,
Actually, like
because I just have this, I just have this weird feeling inside me. I just want to
Mhm.
see him and Rusev locked inside of a War Games match. It doesn't necessarily need to head down that route,
Ooh.
but it's just like a crazy thought because that's like the perfect
Yeah.
playground for them too.
If he's not in the Vision, he
Yeah.
could always be like a hired gun for them,
Yeah.
like for
Yeah,
War Games, for example.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's something I could
Yeah.
also see too.
Ooh, that's not a bad shout, dude.
But
That's actually
Sheamus for
ooh.
sure needs to be in one of those matches sooner or later.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, he was in one like a couple years ago, wasn't he? With Drew.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, but
Been
I
so
mean, even
long.
still, though, it's just like give us hell, give it to us again,
Yeah.
like because he's really good at them. So yeah, because oh, now I'm remembering now because it was them against the Bloodline, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had like the whole like 5-way beats of the Bout run kind of going on.
Yeah, I
So
remember. No.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout. That's a good shout still. So all right, great. Well, I mean, that does it for the good old fashioned Donnybrook, and that kind of does it for Clash in Paris. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I thought like that's the one thing with like some of these shows that like when you look at them on paper, it's just like, oh, then kind of a mid show. This I'm not really looking forward to it, but like it's always those shows that you're not really expecting much out of that you get the most out of. Because like, yeah, tonight we got some banger matches. Like again, from what I saw and from what I've heard from my co-hosts, the good old fashioned Donnybrook was pretty dang good.
It was a banger.
Yeah, it was a banger. The one stinker being like the women's IC title, fine, whatever. The tag match was what it was, but like the other 3 matches of John Cena and Logan Paul, banger. Bronson Reed and Roman Reigns, banger. Again, big old hoss fight, and of course the main event, fatal 4-way, really good, really solid multi-man matches. Thought this night was really good, especially with like going into it thinking, oh, this is gonna be a mid pay-per-view, but nah, definitely exceeded those low expectations going into it. But Vash, what'd you think of the night overall?
Well, the night overall, it was a good show. I was there locking most of the time, except for the main event. I couldn't fully lock in because I was traveling to hang out with my mother-in-law. So big shout out to her. Happy birthday to her. Could this PLE have been more of a banger? Not saying yes or no. It's more that they had unprecedented circumstances of
Mhm.
Naomi with Stephanie Valkyrie, other people that were supposed to be in this. They probably had other expectations of other superstars, but they got other
Mhm.
jobs. Cody Rhodes with his on the role of work for Street Fighter, same thing Roman. So it's pretty interesting. I just want to say when Drop posts Idris Dragunov every time I get sad because I want to see this man back on my TV screen. So I hope he's still healing, recovering. We haven't heard from him on this timeline. I know this man must be training in the blank chamber. I forgot the first part of the
Oh,
name.
the hyperbolic time chamber.
That name. Thank
Wait,
you.
now you're starting to make me think of the bit from TFS from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where he's just like, where Goku keeps mispronouncing the hyperbolic time chamber. He's like, hypersemic climb chamber. You get
That's why I chose not to say. That's why I chose not to say it for that reason. In my head, I'm like, I'm like, blank chamber. I know Walker is gonna correct me, and it did. It worked out perfectly. So for that to be the case, like, I know this man is training. Hopefully, is great. The vision. Are we gonna get intergender matches coming Monday with Seth and his wife? I wonder how the audience in the U.S. was react to this, because audience, I recall that was very mixed on the Becky and Seth in the previous regime when they were trying to do something. So I'm really curious to see how this would turn out. I'm a big supporter. Hey, round 2, you could try again. I don't think there'll be a third time, so good luck on that. So if this is your second time, best of luck. So let's see where it goes.
Okay, perfect. Well said as well, especially that part about the hypercutter slime dookie. But Drop, what about you? What did you think of the night overall, the matches and everything going forward? What did you think of everything?
So I thought it was a good night when it came to the couple matches that we talked about on the card. Very excited to see where the vision is going to be going moving forward with Becky Lynch now involved. Hoping it gives some love to the women's division, because I've always wanted to see the creative mind of Paul Heyman behind the women's division. So I'm very curious to see what sort of ideas him and Becky Lynch came up with together to really help put a couple of the other ladies out there in terms of storyline with them, and see how things could extend from there. So that gets me excited. I'm also, again, going to be pushing. I'm pretty confident on the whole AJ Lee returning. Like I said earlier, I'm 80% on it, 20% she doesn't, but it's just written so well for her to come back. They're talking about her more in commentary when it comes to these pre-shows. Even CM Punk was alluding to it when he was doing the thinking thing, when he was scratching his head and he was taking out the sign and stuff. It just makes the perfect sense in the world. And yeah, let's see what's next for John Cena. You would assume it's Brock, so hopefully we start pushing the needle with that, see where that's going to go, because we haven't seen Brock since SummerSlam. So it's time to kick that storyline into gear and not make a story out of it the night before WrestlePalooza or whatever. Yeah, Brock show up in that one SmackDown and you make a video package out of that one night. So hopefully we could do something with that. Street Profits going to be interesting direction. I mean, they got to worry about themselves more than titles. So hopefully we can get some character on that. And I'm unclear what the picture is for the women's IC title, unless that's going to be the flag Becky's going to be holding, because you weren't here earlier, Vash, but I didn't mention, since the women's world championship is vacant right now, we obviously know Stephanie Vaquer is the number one contender. There's a good chance Becky could potentially get involved with that. Not saying that she could, but I mean, if you're being treated as a top dog in that faction, I wouldn't be surprised if she tries aiming for that title. Maybe she potentially,
yeah, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but I am definitely intrigued to Raw last night. I mean, tomorrow night. I will say that.
Oh yeah, same here.
By the way, side question: how did you guys feel about PoE on a Sunday?
I mean, I don't mind it, for one, because it was in the afternoon, at least for me and my schedule and all that. But two, I'm glad it took place on a Sunday where I don't have work tomorrow. So there's also that aspect to it. So I don't mind at all. But we'll look forward to the Friday ones coming back.
Yeah.
Or Saturday. Sorry, not Friday ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Well, you know what? I'm so glad that Vash is out of the happy scenic stool softeners, so that way he can be here to give us our plugs, all of our lovely plugs that you can follow us at, because I am horrible at doing them and he's actually pretty good at it. So Vash, where can everybody find us when it comes to the social medias, all those links that they can magically find? Talk to the audience.
Yeah, I love how he says I'm pretty good at it because usually like 90% always done without one small butcher. But so let's see how this goes. Chat. Welcome to Weebs of the Ring. We here talk about Pro Wrestling Weekly. We check out our Monday show and our Friday show, and we have our Monday Raw and our Friday Night SmackDown coverage. Every time the show gets off air, we will be live. If there's an earlier show, like the next couple weeks, will be a 7 p.m. EST show for Raw. So most likely we will be live at 9:30 or maybe 10 o'clock now instead of 10:30 or 11. So stay tuned. Always be live. A big shout out to Drop This Box to that. We'll always be having our live streams ready and our thumbnails. So a big shout out to credit where credit's due. And also check out social media that you see down below in the comment section, in the description, or as well in the lower third. You see Wonkus MW, Legendary Vash, Drop This Box, and the hashtag Weebs of the Ring. Also, Animal Studio. We also have a handle for Weebs of the Ring where you can find us in our pro wrestling news, where we say happy birthday or where we say congratulations to Cody or other many pro wrestlers out there. Additionally, Drop This Box and other content creators within the brand have their own channels, so go check down below in the description for where you can find those links. And as well, we appreciate for everyone checking out Off the Bench Anime Podcast. Comes out every weekly on the content on the main channel, so go check that out. Other than that, I've given you enough plugs for you guys to see where we are and what content we do. If you guys appreciate it, like it, subscribe, comment below your thoughts about this POE of Clash in Paris. Did we do a good job? Was this a good show? Was this a good POE? Are you excited for WrestlePalooza for next month? Or do we know how we're going to talk about it because it's through ESPN? We will find out when the time gets closer, and we're going to be using, not sponsored, but our VPN itself. Other than that, chat, those are all handles and all plugs, and I'm thankfully that I feel like I did 100% this time.
There you go.
Hey, that was a really good one. And before all you hungry stomach tea raiders decide to throw all the tea into the bay and all that and get rid of all of our imports, I'm going to take time now to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, again, do exactly what Vash told you all to do. All those links, all those handles, all those lovely things are in the description and on your screens right there in the yellow for all of you to enjoy every single day. Be sure to also use that hashtag Weebs of the Ring to interact with us before, during, or after these shows. Because hey, we love to hear from you guys. We want to make sure the conversation is going in a positive direction, and of course, it's a great way to give us feedback. Because hey, we're nothing without you guys tuning in, and we love to continue to up our game with each show that comes onto this YouTube channel. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima We Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of their hard work that they put in to make this show happen. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Anima We Studio. Again, thanks to our production team. I know I'm repeating everything. That's fine. It's cool. It's whatever, because we're going to thank you once again. And remember, as always, no stunt grannies were harmed in a recording of this podcast. Have a great day. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy your days off if you're off tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow night for the Monday Night Raw in Paris.
You guys.
Hasta la vista.